Could you share with us the correlation between letting go of these surface level neurotic thoughts and keep going deeper and deeper and gaining access to big breakthrough ideas that's already within you? Can you speak a little bit more about how this is correlated?
Yeah, the moment we can disassociate from the incessant thoughts that we have, the more freedom is available to us. So, what I mean more specifically by that is, and I'll say it the opposite way, if we purely identify with the thoughts that we have, then we are subject to the thoughts by definition,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
whatever those thoughts are.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, a lot of our thoughts, for lots of reasons, are not necessarily the most helpful ones to getting where we want to get to. So the moment we're able to create some space between the flow of thoughts and our observation of them, as opposed to our identification to them, it's a space that's created and we become observers of the thought. That in and of itself is a game changer. And it's something that some people can do and some people can't. I think the people who can't do it either haven't had the experience or been led through the experience, or just can't make the leap to understanding fully that since they're thinking of it, then it must be their identity that's thinking of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something else that's available through self-inquiry, self-reflection, which is that the you that is thinking is not necessarily you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the tricky part for most people. But what does that make available? Even if you just were to approach it initially as a game with somebody and you say, look, okay, I get it. It's really hard to wrap your head around that because like you think you are thinking it and you have that sense that you're in here somewhere, like right over here somewhere behind your eyes. So I get it. Let's just play a game and imagine what would it be like if that wasn't you, right? And you didn't listen to everything that particular voice was saying and certainly didn't believe what that voice was saying. What becomes available? Suddenly there's this whole kind of dimension of freedom that becomes available, because if that voice is saying, oh, don't start that company because, God, it could fail, or don't take that investment from that investor because what if you lose the money and it'd be so difficult to deal with? Don't take friends and family money for your startup idea because if it doesn't work, you're going to have to see them all the time and it's going to be embarrassing. There's a lot of different thoughts that come through. Now, ultimately, a lot of those thoughts are probably trying to be helpful, but if we don't identify them, we can push them aside and move forward from a very different place. So they give us a lot of emotional freedom as well, where our emotions are the way we feel about things are typically locked in, right, to the way we think about them. So that means that our emotional state and how we show up every day in the world with our friends, with our families, with our colleagues, if we identify with that voice, is going to be controlled by that. So it provides very few degrees of freedom, right? If you're in lockstep with your inner voice. You detach from that inner voice. Now you observe the thoughts happening, and now you have choice in, okay, I get that's a possibility, but I'm going to choose this direction. And that really will change your life. And when I say change your life, in every area, in every respect, because suddenly you're steering the ship with much more agency than you were before.